अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूं अफीरा।
मैं हूं तहसीन
और आप देख रहे हैं
अफीरा तहसीन रिएक्शन। आज एक और वीडियो हमारे पास फूड की आ गई है और ये उन्हीं जो ट्रैवल ब्लॉगर या फूड ब्लॉगर की हैं जो जिनके हम लोग काफ़ी वीडियोस पे रिएक्शन करते आ रहे हैं और मैं बार बार इनकी वीडियोस मिल रही हैं क्योंकि इनकी वीडियोस वाकई में अच्छी हैं और बहुत इन्फॉर्मेटिव हैं। तो आज हमारे पास जो वीडियो आई है इसमें ये बता रहे हैं कि टेरिफाइंग टर्किश मीट्स इन इस्तांबुल। टेरिफाइंग मतलब कि टेरिफाइंग का क्या मतलब है और हु न्यू दिस बॉडी पार्ट्स कुड बी ईटन।
लास्ट टाइम भी बहुत वियर्ड चीज़ें हमने देखी थी।
हाँ।
और बहुत ज़्यादा कमेंट्स आए थे कि नहीं नहीं ये बहुत मज़े का होता है, आप लोग ज़रूर चेक कर ट्राई करना। ये ऐसा इस तरह की चीज़ें थी कि ये सिर्फ देखने में ऐसा करता लगता है कि
हाँ,
बनता
कुछ डिशेज होती है देखने में अजीब लगती है लेकिन वो टेस्ट बहुत अच्छा होता है। तो अभी देखते हैं कि ये ऐसा कौन सा टेरिफाइंग किस्म के बॉडी पार्ट्स दिखा रहे हैं तो फौरन चेक करते हैं।
हाँ।
In our final Turkish street food video,
he says my life is about to begin now after this bite, or maybe end.
I'll be pushing myself to try out this country's most terrifying foods here in the city of Istanbul.
This is one of the most unusual organs I've ever seen. I can't believe this is food.
From alien-looking organs straight out of a horror movie,
It looks like it has an alien face on the end.
to a mysterious meat cooking method in a deep basement inside an underground pit. This frightening food journey starts here.
When it comes to finding and eating bizarre foods in Muslim countries, it's not that easy. The food here has to be halal, and that means no weird stuff. No bugs, no reptiles, no blood. But here in Turkey, specifically at this restaurant right behind me, I think I've met my match. It's an organ. I'm not going to tell you which organ it is. We're going to go into the kitchen in a moment, meet the chef, and find out. A word about the chef. This guy's on TikTok, 8 million followers. He loves the attention. He loves the spotlight. He loves to host. And he does it best when he's making incredible food. Let's go inside and check it out. We're in the kitchen with celebrity chef
Sirdancı Mehmet.
This place is amazing. They have so many different unique foods and some foods that are maybe borderline bizarre, which you're going to see soon. This is called shirdan. Do you know what organ it is?
Sirdan. This weird-looking piece of protein is actually the abomasum, which, if you didn't know, is one of the 4 compartments of a sheep's stomach.
This is jı. When you put it all together, it means the guy who makes shirdan.
It's my first time seeing it, but around here, it's a classic. For a more in-depth inspection, we'll let the master himself explain it.
Bu normalde düz halini biz ters çeviriyoruz. Kuzu otu yerken şu yapraklar kan dolaşımını hızlandırıyor. Vücut kaslarını gelişiyor. Cildi güzelleşiyor. Botoks yerine gidiyor.
I think he took over my show. I think my show is in Turkish
Vücuda
now.
onun için burada pirincimizi
Oh,
dolduruyoruz.
wait.
Okay. You know what? I think I'll take over from here.
What he said is this is one of the most unique organs. It's not an organ that's just for the male lamb. It's on every lamb. This is part of the small intestine, and this is part of the stomach of the sheep. And soon, that is going to get stuffed and create a one-of-a-kind sausage that no one makes better than this man. So he's going to start with the stuffing right here. There's rice, there's fat from the tail of the sheep, and then a load of spices in there too. What makes it extra special is just how it looks, especially by the end after it's done cooking. It looks legendary. After it's been stuffed, we move on to the next step. It's got to be stitched closed. He goes through about 5 or 6 times, getting it nice and tight, so that way when it cooks up, nothing falls out. Oh, should I go for it? All right, well, I'm not a trained surgeon. He said, head it a little bit, be reassured, and then sew it. Oh, and you sew it to the other ones, apparently. We just got a big sausage link full of these. Just like that, you saying it's good enough? Look at that. It's like a horrifying Christmas decoration. Have you seen such a beautiful sight in all your life? There's so many things I want to say right now that I'm not saying out loud. So this would get filled with water and boil until it looks like this. This has been boiling for 3 hours. You can see that the broth has actually changed color because of the spices in here. The red chilies, the spices, it have kind of transferred and leaked into this stock right here. This looks amazing. Look at that. That's a big one. Thank you, chef.
Thank you very much.
Can't wait to try it out. Boom, right here we have our meal. Silverware, right here. And here's the thing, I ordered sausage and I ordered that the intestine stomach thing, and they brought all this. I am not complaining, it looks incredible. Let's do a little tour of the tray. Here, soup. This is a lamb shoulder. Right here we have a shank, some sauce. It's like a Turkish pico de gallo. We've got other salad, we've got raw onions. I'm gonna tell you about this in a moment. I know, it looks like a testicle, but no, it's not that. We are gonna work our way up to this right here. This is what we got to see in the kitchen. It looks like it has an alien face on the end. First, let's start with this right here. I'm gonna see if I can just break that apart. Yes. So this is lamb intestine. It's filled with lamb meat and rice. Let's try it out. Oh, wow. That is a delicious intestine. And on first bite, it gives you a little bit of feeling like you're eating pepperoni. And then you realize, oh wait, they don't eat pork. little bit spicy. I taste the paprika. Not gamey at all. Chewy, that's quite delicious. I love it. So that's the sausage. Now this is the chunk of the tripe or sheep stomach. Similarly, it's been sewn shut and then inside it's been stuffed. Oh, now that one's gamey. Okay. Like so many stomachs, it's almost a little fuzzy on the outside, but on the inside, it is just bursting with super savory, salty, seasoned rice. Call me literally insane, but that's pretty good. Okay, I have delayed long enough. I'm gonna get 2 of these. I'm gonna put them end to end and see which one's bigger. All right, that one. Oh, this one just won out. He told me in the kitchen, it's not really the size that matters. He said, for example, if it's a really small one, but it has a good personality and makes a lot of money, no problem. Now these are the weird sack or whatever, it's very wrinkly, and this seems to be like the front. I'm gonna take a bite from that side first. That's pretty good. Super greasy, heavy, chewy intestine, and it's just filled with rice. This rice is a little different. It tastes like there's some cumin in there. Visually, it is a nightmare, but flavor-wise, I'm pretty impressed. Time to take a bite of the stomach side to see how that is. It's a little bit more gamey, softer texture, not as chewy. I forgot to hit it with so much lime. Lemon is the secret. You just have to douse everything here with lemon. That was eye-opening. Here, you might notice an entire freaking lamb head. I'm gonna go back into the kitchen now so the chef can tell me more about how he makes these lamb heads. Let's go. We're back for the final round right here. Sir, this looks amazing. These lamb heads have been boiling with beef bones for 6 hours with spices. He takes them out and then he puts this orange sauce made with yogurt, paprika, and oil. He said there's something very special inside. The brain?
No.
The cheeks?
No.
It's the eyes?
Yes.
The yes. There's an expression in Turkey that says, I eat the whites of your eyes. It means I love you so much. That is an interesting saying. Come closer, you can see the eye sticking out here. Oh, he's opening it up. Inside, you can see the tongue right here, the cheeks coming off on each side, and then the under the tongue area, which is one of my favorites. So he's taking off the eyes. He's dipped it in some red chili flakes and some oregano, and then he's gonna put some lemon on it right now. There you go. That is fascinating and delicious. The lemon is a kicker because that is like almost pure fat, super gooey. So now he's peeling out the brain. You can see the brain peeking out and he's gonna hit it until it falls out into his hand in one big lammy brain chunk right there. Take a look at that. Red chili flakes, oregano, hit it with some lemon. That is his move. And then please enjoy. Okay. Well, there's a lot of brain, very fatty, but the flavors are delicious. And I think I just made out with the lamb and then bit its freaking tongue off. I've never been fed by so many men. That was amazing. Testicular. Testicular. We've come here to this location. From the surface, it looks like a normal, modern, everyday restaurant. But what you won't see if you're a regular patron is that the meat is being cooked in the basement in a pit.
This is buryan. It's like Turkey's version of barbacoa. Lamb meat cooked low and slow, hanging from some sort of medieval torture device, roasting for hours, making the meat incredibly soft and succulent. Lucky for me, they have a new batch deep in their basement, and we get to see how it looks when it first comes out.
We're gonna go downstairs and check it out right now before they pull the meat out. Let's go. Follow me.
Follow me.
So we're down one floor, but it's down even more than that, down to the B2 levels. This is a room, it looks like a vault. Come take a look. Underneath this huge lid, you'll find big strips of lamb hanging that have been cooking inside of this pit for hours and hours. It's a steel pit, the heat is radiating off here, and then you can see they sealed it shut with some kind of a mud that's kind of dried and caked on at this point.
These cooking pits can be anywhere from 6 to 12 feet deep. In order to retrieve the meat, you'll need a stainless steel meat rack, and even better if it's connected to an electronic cable.
I'm here right now with the owner, Levant, and he is chipping away at the exterior here. All the mud that's been dried and caked on, that is coming off. It's a beautiful garden shovel he got at a garage sale. They want to sweep away as much of the dirt as possible so it's not going to drop into the pit or affect the meat in any way. This is the moment right here. Let's do it. 2, 3. Oh. It is like a sauna in here. Just a huge burst of steam came out of this thing. So hot. Wow. We literally have a cable machine so they can hook the lamb and bring it up. Oh, yes. Have you ever seen anything like it? It's tremendous. No. Oh, one piece almost fell off. They got to save it. It almost fell down into the pit. So this is all lamb. Oh, thank you. He's going to... It's so hot. So he just cut off a little piece for me. That's unbelievable.
Hot
Super
tender
juicy, no spices. It's lamb, but it's not like overly lamby or gamey. Next up, we have the extraction. They are gonna carry this up to the dining room floor. This is gonna drip grease everywhere. I cannot wait to see how this works. Oh my God, that is over 200 pounds of meat. So far, not much oil on the ground. Up another flight of stairs. We're almost to the main level. All the customers are going to be shocked. They're going to see this giant work of art. Now the Passover. They hoist it up. They give it to this gentleman right here. There we go. We got to get it onto this final hook. Boom. Mission complete. Take a look at that. That is incredible. Right now we're going back down because something's still remaining inside the pit. This is a huge copper vessel filled with ribs, I'm told. Take a look at that. This thing is giant. All this right here is still bubbling away. This looks incredible. And this is quite the tool here. This guy deserves a raise. Right now, we have all of our meat here in the kitchen. This is what everyone gets to see when they come here. The meat's hanging here. He cuts it off, he weighs it, and brings it over here. He's gonna cube it up on this piece of bread with a little bit of a salt. This is the braised lamb right here. A little bit of salt. Ooh. Both of these head into the oven to warm up a little bit before they're served.
While we wait, let's have a peek at one of this restaurant's signature side dishes, the perde pilaf, or curtained rice, a fragrant peppery pilaf wrapped in a thin pastry shell, then baked inside a cup-shaped mold.
Let me walk you through our side dish. It starts right here with a pile of dough that gets rolled out. Then we have these buckets here. They're full of butter, and then there's some almonds on the bottom. Put the dough into the bucket. Here we've got the rice is full of pine nuts, currants, and spices. Then chicken on top, and more rice after that. Fold it over, rip off the edges, and that gets some aluminum foil, and it's gonna head off to the oven. Our bucket of chicken and rice has come out of the oven. It's cooked. It is looking nice and crispy on top. And he's gonna toss that upside down right here. Boom. Take a look at that. Flip upside down. That is gorgeous. And out of
Pastry
focus.
rice.
Take a look at all you see right here. First of all, more liquid yogurt. Over here, a walnut salad with tomatoes and real pieces of walnuts. Right here, this is how it's supposed to be. It's like a pineapple upside down cake. I want to break this down and figure out how it looks and it tastes inside. Oh yes, that is epic. There's chicken, there's rice inside, there's even more almonds, there's the currants, and then a bread shell. Try it out. The outside is so toasty. It has a nice crunch, and then the rice is nice and greasy. It's so fun how they put some simple, straightforward ingredients together in a really entertaining and delicious way. Cleanse the palate. Here, two different types of meat. The skin, it's so interesting and unique. You usually don't see lamb skin kind of puff up and get such an incredible texture like this. Best lamb skin ever. The skin is so crunchy, the meat is so heavy. You can take the bread underneath. It is both your plate and an eating utensil. Take a little of this meat that is just falling apart. This is so incredibly soft, and it just has a texture like no other lamb I've tried before. But then we got this right here. This should be completely different. Braised meat. All the drippings from that hanging meat dripped down into a pan that was sitting below. It ended up helping to cook this meat. Moment of truth, it's gonna be so different. Oh my God. A little bit of salt to bring out the flavor, and that is it. Not gamey, tender, juicy, but a different experience. It's more fatty. It doesn't have that crunchy
Tender
skin.
too.
No matter what, it's just simply delicious.
To pair with an unusual day of eating, Turkey's most famous unusual dessert, a dessert that consists largely of pure cheese.
This dessert, it's something I've seen in videos, I've seen in movies, I've seen it in pictures. It's cheese combined with sugar.
I'm talking about kanafe, and at this restaurant, they're making them huge.
I know you're
Ate.
saying, oh, a cheesecake, that's also a dessert with cheese. No, it's a stretchy cheese dessert. And I've never been able to try it my entire life because where I live, there aren't a lot of Turkish restaurants. And if there are Turkish restaurants, they're just serving kebabs. Let's go inside and check it out.
Kanafe is a dessert popular all throughout the Middle East. It's a delicious, rich treat with layers of pastry and soft cheese bathed in a thick syrup.
We are in a room dedicated to making kenefe. Right now we're on this big steel pan. He spins it like the Wheel of Fortune, and then he takes this big bucket of batter right here, and then he slowly dispenses the liquid down onto the steel platter, cooking it rapidly as it falls down on there. He sees when it's ready, then he brings it over to here, and we have a huge pile of it. And this is gonna be essentially the carbohydrate portion of this dessert. All right, right here, butter. You're wondering why that butter is brown? It's because it's already mixed with sugar. That is our base. This is gonna be some heavy food. Then these are those little bread noodles they were making earlier. So now he uses a big wooden paddle to really push everything down as much as possible. He says the first part is complete. Next, smoke break. Oh wait, what? All right, so he puts on the fire. This is gonna cook on here for about the next 10 minutes. And what's cool about this burner is not just that it's huge, but it also rotates so it can cook everything evenly. I know what you're thinking. Why don't they just put a little engine on here and it can spin automatically? Well, they do have an engine. He's right here.
ये
The hardest part about this job is not the repetition, it's not the precision, it is the heat. It's probably about 90, 100 degrees in here. It's very humid. It's so much colder in the meat room. Oh, I could sleep in here. Use a piece of steak as a pillow. In just a moment after I cool down, we're gonna get back to that dessert. It's been about 20 minutes since he put everything on top of here. The base has already cooked all the way through, and now it's time for more layers. This is a cheese made from cow milk. It's a cheese made specifically for this dessert, and that is a hefty amount of cheese. This is the cheese right here. Let's try it out.
Oh,
Creamy, definitely tastes like cow milk. Interesting. From here, he's really pushing it down. And then another layer of the breading to go on top. That's gonna get pressed down again with the wood. So now we have this stainless steel, and this looks like pure butter to me. Oh, I know what's gonna happen. We're getting ready for a little bit of a flip. Now check out this move. Step one, he turns on the gas again. He puts the lid on top, gives it a flip. Drops it down, releasing the part that's cooked already. Brown, crispy, beautiful on the bottom. If you're ever wondering how this dish gets two perfect layers of brown on the top and bottom, that right there is how. Right now he's putting on a super hot sugary syrup. You can hear the sugar, the syrup kind of boiling, absorbing into the dish. All right, and right now he's pulling it out. You can see the cheese gooey, melting, stringy. Oh my God, can I eat that? Best day of my life. Oh, it's so good. The cheese is delicious. It's sweet and salty and super stretchy. From here, he's gonna put on a little bit of powdered pistachio. Show me the way. Look how stretchy that is. I knew it, I knew it. It's so delicious. There is this crust on the top, on the bottom. It creates a very unique type of crunch in the texture. And then the cheese in between is so stretchy and so fun to pull and to chew on. I don't know why you're seeing me. I thought we would both do ourselves. Then to top it all off, it's a very simple sugary syrup inside there too. Let me see what happens when I try the pizza chef.
Stop it. Stop it.
People here in Turkey, very comfortable with themselves. I like it. This is my first time trying it, and I'm getting to try it as fresh as it could possibly be. It just came off the stove. I can hardly hold the plate up right now. It's burning my hand. 10 out of 10. One of the most unique, incredible desserts I've ever seen in my life. Well done. You got a little bit right. I'm not gonna, you gotta get that yourself. Oh, guys, that is the end of the video. I want to say a huge thank you to
बहुत ही मजा आया देख के, बहुत डिफरेंट, बहुत ही मजे की.
लेकिन एंड पे तो मेरा मुंह में पानी नहीं रुक रहा था.
नहीं, मैं तो पूरी वीडियो में, क्योंकि वो जो चीजें बता रहे थे वो बहुत ही यूनिक थी. लेकिन कुछ चीजें तुमने टिकटॉक पे और दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे देखी हुई हैं.
हाँ.
और स्पेशली जो स्टार्ट वाले शेफ थे जो ऐसे
नींबू स्क्वीज
करते हैं, हाँ, खिलाते हैं. तो बड़ी ही मजे की इनकी डिशेस हैं, बहुत यूनिक है वाकई. हमने भी जिंदगी में कभी इन पार्ट्स के बारे में नहीं सुना जो पार्ट्स वहाँ पर यूज होते हैं, और बहुत ही यूनिक और बहुत ही मजा आया. क्यों फिर?
हाँ बिल्कुल. मुझे बाकी का नहीं, क्योंकि मैं इतना ज़्यादा मीट लवर नहीं हूँ. हाँ, कोफ्ते और इस तरह की चीज़ें खा लेती हूँ, लेकिन फिर भी, लेकिन जो एंड पे था ना, वो मेरा फेवरेट था.
हाँ,
यम्मी.
तो वो तो कनेफा तो पूरी दुनिया का फेवरेट है. तुर्की में मशहूर, सबसे मशहूर जो स्वीट डिश है वो यही है.
लेकिन बहुत अच्छा था सीरियसली. ये जो सारे फूड दिखाया है ना, ये अनप्रिडिक्टेबल है. कैसे, हाउ पॉसिबल, जो है ना, कैसे लोग खाते होंगे, लेकिन सबका यही होता है कि बहुत मजे के.
बहुत वाकई. और मुझे आज तक नहीं पता था कि बेसिकली ये जो स्टार्ट वाला पार्ट है लंबा, ये है क्या.
ये है क्या?
आज मुझे पता चला कि वो मैदे के अंदर कुछ चीज है और वो निकाल के उसका बनाते हैं. बड़ी इनोवेटिव किस्म की चीज है. बहुत ही डिफरेंट, और बाकी बंदा हैरान हो जाए जब सामने आता है. तो बहुत ही मजे की वीडियो. हमेशा की तरह इनका वीलॉग बहुत अच्छा होता है. और थैंक यू सो मच जिन्होंने लिंक शेयर किया. इनका ओरिजिनल लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है. इनको ज़रूर लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, और प्लीज़ हमें भी लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब कर दें. तो मिलते हैं अपने अगली वीडियो के साथ. तब तक अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिएगा. अपने घरों में महफूज रहिएगा.
अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.
अल्लाह हाफिज़.